here just to do a demonstration or a tutorial in terms of how you can navigate and be able to go to ECSA's self-service portal and be able to register with ECSA. Or for one to get to the self-service portal, you need to go to the ECSA website. Once you go in the ECSA website, you locate two links that can take you directly to the self-service portal. One is under the continuing professional development ECSA online login, or you go to the external links, the ECSA online. So you click on that one and it opens the self-service portal. Once the self-service portal is open, you've got quite a number of options for one to access the platform. If you already have an existing membership with ECSA, meaning you have had interactions with ECSA, you've created a profile with ECSA, or you've registered with ECSA before, meaning you are either a candidate engineer already or you are a professional engineer with other disciplines. So with that being said, you would need to remember your password, your login details per se. Once you remember your login details, that will make it easier for you to access the platform. But if you are fairly new to the platform, you want to register and you don't know where to start and where to go, we will need you to create a new portal account for those that have never interacted with ECSA in terms of them registering with ECSA or submitting anything to ECSA or having a profile number or registration number. Those are the ones that need to create the new portal. But if you have before interacted with ECSA or have a profile number with ECSA or a registration number with ECSA but have never went to the self-service portal, with you guys, you need to request the invitation because it has to be linked to the profile that ECSA has already got internal in their system. Because if you create a new profile, it will create a duplicate within the environment and it will cause you problem when you're trying to access your data, because that new profile that will be created will be blank and it will need to be linked to the old profile. So it will meet, you will need to inform ECSA with that, and then ECSA will have to assist you. So if you are a new person coming in, we'll start with you. You will need to create a new portal. Once you are creating that account, you've got options that you need to offer ECSA. So it will need you to give ECSA the email address. If you're using an email address that ECSA does not know, that email address would be having a problem in terms of us sending you the actual link to the portal. In instances whereby you already have an email address that ECSA knows that ECSA shares information with you, ECSA will be able to notify you that that email address is known. So you don't need to create a new profile, you just need to redeem the profile that is already in. But for this user, the user is new, so they are creating a new profile with ECSA. So ECSA will need to send you an email. That way you will be able to go into that email and follow the steps that ECSA would send to you. Then the next one would be if coming in as someone who has a profile with ECSA and I need to the profile within the portal. So what will be done there, you will need to the invitation. When you are requesting the invitation, two things will happen. You will get this screen that will need you to fill in your information. Once you fill in the information, should the address that ECSA has on the system not be the one that you have entered here, the system will tell you that this address is not found and we cannot send you the invitation on this address because we don't have this address within our system. But if it's the address that is on the system will pick it up and let you know that this address is found and this address can be able to be used. We can send you the invitation for you to continue. That's how it happens for those that want to create accounts within the ECSA environment or within the self-service portal. Then we go into those that already have access to the portal. They would need to put in their login details, password, and send it through. But for those that know their username but have forgotten their password, they can click forgot password or username and the system would assist them. If you select this portion of forgot username, you need to put in the email address that you've registered with ECSA. Should you forget the email address that you use to log in with ECSA, you can contact ECSA directly to check for the email address that is on the system so that you can be able to reset the password, and we can send you the link for you to do that. But let me go in and log in. Once you are logged in, you get into the page. For those that are using their custom email addresses, they will need to verify who they are for security reasons. This will send you an email. That email would contain a code. That code you need to put in so that we can be able to log you into the system, and you will be able to proceed with logging into the environment and seeing the information that one would need. For those that have got their profiles, they've logged in and they've done the process of logging into the environment. You've got the navigation at the top whereby you can do different things. Personal information, where you can update your information, your CPD, where you can check your CPD scores and upload all the activities. And for new applicants, you can go to this tab. You've got two options: to register as a new candidate or to register as a new professional or specified category research person. So with professional, you've got different professionals. You've got professional engineering, you've got professional engineer, technician, you've got professional engineer technologies, and so forth. So you would be in the best position to know which one you want to register for. If you want to check your status and registration status, you can also do that on this tab here. So for now, I'll do a demonstration in terms of registration for either candidate or a professional or specified. Let me go to the candidate. Once you click here, it will take you to the page whereby you will need to add the information that is needed. So the first page you will see would be you adding your qualification, and once you've added the qualification, it will take you to the page whereby you need to upload your document. Should you already have the qualification that is already linked with the system and you don't have a new qualification that you need to add and you need to do amendments, you can do the amendments in terms of uploading documents and in terms of creating whatever it is that you need to create at that particular point in time. Let me just click on adding a new qualification. So when you create qualification, you need to take into consideration that there are mandatory fields that you need to make sure that they are filled. And for you to proceed, those fields must be added on. So with the first one, which is country, it's already populated for you. So you don't need to do anything on that one. But if you need to change, should you be an international candidates that want to register with ECSA, you can remove the South Africa from the X, and then you set most of these input box, they are grayed out because they are search capable. So you need to click on the search icon. Then you need to wait. It filters all the countries. Hopefully you've got them all that are within the globe. Then you can search for the one that you need. Say I'm coming from Mozambique. You can search for Mozambique. It will give you Mozambique. But because I'm in South Africa, I'll search for South Africa. Let me say South A, and it gives me all the information that I need. Then I would select the first one that is at the top and select. That's how you add the information. Attended to would be the date that you qualified for qualification. Let me just put in a date, November. So you'll know because of the qualification has got that date and the year the year of qualification. It's the one that is written on your certificate. Then we go to the accreditation, the institution, same thing again. You search for the institution that you need. You can search for it or you can scroll down. We have got all the institutions listed. Then you search for a program. You would know the best program for you. select this one. Then on this page, you are done. What you need to do is then you click on the button upload documents. It will take you to the next page whereby you will be able to upload your documents. The page already tells you which documents one needs to upload. These documents are the ones that will make you proceed to the next step or to submit the application once you've uploaded all of them. So please make sure that you upload all of them, and they must be in the PDF format. So you'll click on upload document, then you upload the first one. So if you can see here, you've got a drop down of items. So you need to make sure these are already filled for you to be able to proceed. You then select it, and then the qualification will already be selected. As you saw on my application, I already had UP, but I'm adding this one as the next one because I'm applying for candidate. Then you select that one. Once the document has been uploaded onto the system, then you'll be able to submit and upload. That's where now you've got the document on the system. The document has been uploaded. You can do the refresh by clicking on the top navigation for you to see if the document has been uploaded or not. If it's still on a pending state, then it means your document is still being uploaded, but that's not a train smash. You can upload the second one. You can always upload all the documents, and depending on the network capability, it might be slow for it to upload your document. You'll see these documents, I can upload all of them. Once I've uploaded all of them, you'll find that the network will then be in a good position for it to show that the document has been uploaded. You can see the first one has been uploaded, meaning then the network was the one that was problematic. Upload all of them, and then we can proceed with the application. Then I upload. Mind you, this is just a demo, so do not mind the documents. You will know the documents that will be needed. Please upload those documents. Then make sure that they are PDF and they are less than 10 megabytes of size, so that the system will be able to grant you access to upload those documents. So you can see the second one has uploaded. This one is still on a pending state. Then I upload the last one. As you can see, this is how we navigate the system. Then upload the last document. Once all the documents are uploaded, then the system will allow you to be able to proceed. Should you not upload all the documents, the system will not allow you to proceed. It will give you an error message to say you need to upload all the documents before you can proceed. Please make sure that all the documents are uploaded. Now you can see all my documents have been uploaded. Should you get the communication from us as the ECSA organization that you've uploaded the wrong document on the certified copies, or your certified copy is not clearly visible, you can always come to this portion of the application and go to your application document, and you can update it at that point. You don't need to re-upload it again. You can just change it from there. It gives you that allow documents. Once you've changed the document, it will replace the old one that you had initially uploaded with the new one. So that's how the system gives you the capability for you to proceed. This is where now letting ECSA know which registration category I'm registering for. So the qualification here I already have selected it. Then I select the qualification that I want to upload onto the system. Then the registration type will already be selected for me. Then I select the category. Please make sure that the category is the one that you want to register for. For candidates, you only have these four, and for professional, they will be listed as well as specified category. Select the one that I need. Then again, the discipline would be the one that I had selected, discipline, and then I select, and then I'm done with the application. Then I will send it through to ECSA. Then you get communication as and when the application has been received and they are working through it, and the system will tell you that the application has been successful. So thank you very much.